Yeah, so thank you and welcome to our Cosmos Voice number 14. Thank you for joining. So we are trying to give a space for people from Cosmos ecosystem and engaging with the projects and allowing people to know what is happening in the ecosystem. So very proud to have you on board today with us. Yeah, let me start with, curiosity, just like which country you just joined from. It's always interesting to, to see.
Yeah, I'm from Germany, so the South Germany. It's in the Black Forest. It's a very small town. It's called Freiburg, and this is where, yeah, lots of tourists here. The place where you love to have your vacation, and I live here.
Cool.
I'm Vietnamese, born in Laos, and was a refugee in 1979. I came to Germany. So, and then, yeah. And I'm very happy, proud, honored to be here and having all these chances by school, government, people, and NGOs, and so, yeah. And I'm trying to pay it back.
And me personally, I'm also immigrant, so obviously I'm empathizing with all immigrants around the world. So tell me, where are you originally from?
So my roots are Vietnam, but I was born in Laos. Yeah, so Laos is just like surrounded by Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, not Cambodia, but yeah. And yeah, that's where I'm coming from.
Very nice. So great. So you are 4 years in Germany, and I must say that I noticed even in your accent some kind of which was clearly German. So I think you are like a truly German already with all these years. Now
I'm German than any German. Let's be straight, okay?
Yes, that's what I noticed. So, look, let's start to kind of maybe explaining people your journey. I like to make this question at the beginning always. I am personally very curious about the journeys of different people, how they join the space and the industry. So tell us, how you came to this definitely, very exciting but very challenging industry.
Yeah, I started in 2020, creating an account on Coinbase, like most of us. Started trading with Bitcoin and Ethereum and lots of other tokens, and then I went all into Luna. And most of you know about the Terra USDD pack in May 2022, and it was May 9th, the USDD pack, and 3 days later, during the deep pack, it was clear to me I have a mission. I have to make NFTs being blockchain agnostic so that they can transfer to any other chain, because more than 95% of my bags was invested into NFTs. And if there would have been a bridge, then I believe it would have saved most of us, so that you could trade your NFTs and on any chain. Because if you're talking about NFTs, it's defined by an intrinsic value. There are value and utilities defined by each NFT community, and it's not bound to a native token. This is what I really believe, and that's the reason why I decided, okay, and I'm a developer for many years. When I was already a kid, started coding in assembler, and it was clear for me, okay, I need to write a bridge for NFTs. That's how I started in May 2022, May 12th.
That's very, very interesting. And obviously, I am typically doing some homework before these calls. So I try to kind of understand and have an idea of what Ark Protocol is and where you are coming from. I think this explanation about NFT not being tied to the network is just something that is unique, right? And behind that NFT, there is some kind of promise or some kind of social contract that is important. So it's not important on which chain that NFT is actually living. What is important is to preserve the entity of that NFT. So being
Absolutely.
that NFT cross-chain would be like ideal situation.
Yes, exactly. It even goes much more beyond that one. If we are talking about NFTs, it's non-fungible tokens. So for most of us, when we are talking about NFTs, it's like about art and PFPs, but it's a general metadata store for any kind of non-fungible token. And non-fungible tokens is like anything that's non-fungible. It's like certificates, invoices, IDs, tracking number, all of that one. That this is all known in Web2 business when it comes to that. But in Web3, when you're talking about NFTs, just pure art. And if we really want to go for mass adoption, we need to provide a general message data store. And this is what NFTs is all about. And this is really a beautiful contract that every company, entity can use for storing the data and as a messaging data where you can send from one application to another application cross-chain.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Yeah. So you told us that you like NFT because it's like pure art. But why do you focus on NFTs instead of DeFi or infra?
It's the community. I think the best thing that expresses the NFT community it's the community itself. Yeah, it's not like a token or currency. There's no emotion in by a token. I mean, for others it is, but for me it's just like all about the community, and this is where the NFT community comes into. This is what I believe.
Yeah, so like continuing a little bit this line of thoughts, and you mentioned community. I am assuming that there is one, and tell us a little bit about this community. I guess you want to say that at the end, the idea, that underlying idea is backed up by community, and that's kind of what is powering this idea. Now we are talking about the cross-chain NFTs. There is certainly a big competition, in the market regarding interchain communication. Like how you position Ark Protocol, in comparing with some other ways of thinking about like interchain, like a chain link. I don't know, like to give an example of the chain link, they have this proposed that they will be interchain, but you seems to be focused on the NFTs to be interchain. So what is your goal a little bit, and how you want to position Ark Protocol?
Okay, good question. First of all, the technology we are using, it's IBC. And I think it's the most sophisticated protocol. So if you compare to Web2, IBC is just like, if you look at Web2, it's just like we have two protocols. It's a little bit technical, but let me explain it that way. We have TCP and HTML. So TCP, it's a low-level protocol for transferring data. Yeah, mm-hmm. And HTML is just using TCP. And based on HTML, entities are building applications, Web2 application. HTML is the format for building application on the internet. So, and when it comes to into blockchain, IBC, it's very simple. It's similar to TCP. It's a messaging protocol, And based on IBC, we have built a high-level protocol. It's called NFT Bridge, which is somehow similar to HTML. And on that one, you can do any kinds of things with implement any application and send data to any other application, no matter on blockchain, on what blockchain that is. And IBC is just like the most sophisticated one. It never got exploited. And that's why it makes so absolutely unique. We have a specification that has been defined across Cosmos by the IBC gang. There has been two implementations, a smart contract version and a module version. And we did the smart contract implementation of this ICS 721. So ICS is the interchain specification, and it's based on NFT. Originally comes from OpenSea, Ethereum, ERC 721. So that's why it's called also 721. Just interchain ICS 721.
Actually, this conversation is. This conversation is very, very interesting, and I would like you to go a little bit deeper, on that. Like IBC protocol, of course, is a popular topic in our conversations and meetings within the Cosmos Voice, as IBC being an interchain protocol for exchanging tokens between different, Cosmos compatible projects. So we are aware of that, and how you feel IBC outside of the Cosmos ecosystem, because the way you are positioning it is that it looks like it's really interchain. I mean, you are connected to other protocols like Solana, Ethereum, Cardano, and what's not, right? So in reality, like the example that I gave with Cardano, maybe it's not the best one, because Cardano, I think, is adopting IBC. So some protocols, they might be actually IBC compatible even outside of Cosmos ecosystem, but those are definitely minorities, right? Like we cannot establish that IBC protocol is like a main interchain protocol, right? It's not the case. There are many things competing. So how you are thinking about this? Like what do you feel? Are you like maybe you are like a focus on the Cosmos ecosystem per se? And I'm saying this because for instance, so we are now thinking, okay, let's focus first on Cosmos, right? So what is you thinking? Because you are mentioning IBC, and that's something by nature Cosmos.
No, it is not. Since so we have it's IBC version 2. And the IBC team, the team lead, I'm also in touch with Helmut Graber, and he's the team lead doing this IBC implementation. And version 2 it goes beyond Cosmos. So version 1 was just solely focused on Cosmos, and now it made it a lot easier to implement IBC version 2 on other chains as well. And this is what the interchain lab ICL and with the IBC team has accomplished with IBC version 2. So they are going to reach out to all blockchains. And one of the first ones, the version is just like an EVM on any EVM chain. So they have an EVM version, and there's also a test version and for native, so for token transfer between Ethereum and Cosmos with IBC version 2. So now we are really truly interchain across all chains. So more is going to come with Solana and all other stuff. Yeah, but so ICL can tell more about that one. But now it's really on. They're really aggressively attacking all non-Cosmos chains, and this is really some absolutely exciting news.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Alexa, I think you want to say something.
Yes, I just want to ask you. So we have this ICSS 721, and it can help us to move NFTs between chain with Ark Protocol. But how does the user experience look for creators and collectors?
It's very simple. So right now we have just an implementation between Cosmos chains, Yeah, so we were trying to build a bridge on an IBC version 2, and we will try to figure that out. But yeah, it's very simple. You transfer an NFT and say, I want to transfer it to like from Stargaze to Neutron, for example. Okay, and you say, I want to send it to my Neutron wallet, and you just send it to the bridge, and then it's the NFT is going to be received on your Neutron wallet. So we have implemented it and deployed on 7 chains so far, Cosmos chains. Yeah, wow. And the next big thing would be go to non-Cosmos chains as well. But it's very simple.
So you told about like working already on the 7 chains. So what was the biggest challenge in building interchain NFT transfers between 7 chains?
The biggest challenge. So coding was not the challenge. So IBC is really pretty good. So as a developer, yeah, the funding is the biggest problem. This is it's a public good. It's completely open source. Everybody can use that. Yeah. And deployed on other Cosmos chains, but it's just like you don't make revenue with public goods. Yeah, so it's not easy to reason fundings for that one. Yeah, and unfortunately, the proposal we have made for building the bridge to Ethereum, it has been rejected. It didn't reach quorum, and the validators, they know what we are doing, and they believe it makes sense, but they say, okay, we wait for the next couple of months because ICL is planning a new DAO. It's called Atom Accelerated Dapps, and then with the new DAO, they are going to fund different projects, and until then, they are putting any fundings on hold for now. Which is unfortunate.
So we have ABC and we have ICS 721. And what do you think? Can 721 become a standard across Cosmos ecosystem?
Say that again.
So what do you think? 721 can it become a standard across Cosmos ecosystem? Like ABC compatible.
For me, it's not a question. It's going to be the standard.
Okay,
it's really. I mean, so on Ethereum, for example, this NFT contract, it's called ERC 721. So on any chain, no matter what bridge you're going to implement, it's just like you gotta need to use these standard FT contracts. Like on Ethereum, it's ERC 721. Yeah. So our bridge is going to use that one.
Thank you so much. And are there already successful means or projects using 721?
On Cosmos, yes, but on Ethereum, not yet, because we haven't built a bridge yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because we didn't get the funds so far for implementing that one.
Okay, thank you, Mr. T.
Hey, so this was actually a very interesting kind of exchange of details. What about coming back a little bit to your strategy and what is motivating the project? You mentioned that there is a community looking to the same direction, and we have in front of us like a protocol that is able to kind of send NFTs across different chains. How you'd like a market to use that, or what is you thinking about future, and how you position the project in the context of the market, which is again a difficult and very competitive.
So generally it's just like, okay, each blockchain has their reasoning in terms of utilities, whether it's Ethereum, Injective, Stargaze, Cosmos Hub, or whatever. if you're talking about NFTs, so the strongest marketplace on the Cosmos, it's Stargaze. But there's still NFT communities who are really solely focused on injective or osmosis. And the biggest NFT community on osmosis, it's the mad scientists. Yeah. So by bridging and sending an NFT to Stargaze, they can take advantage of the utilities over there. So the biggest revenue when it comes in terms of NFT secondary for the mad scientists or any other chain on Cosmos is on Stargaze. So they can easily transfer an NFT over there and take advantage of that one. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting for any blockchain. They can onboard communities from other chains, so especially NFT communities, and say, "Hey, come over." They need to reason and say, "Hey, if you come over with your NFTs and your collection over here, you are getting airdrops or benefits or whatsoever because our what we offer these kind of utilities on that chain."
So then let me just get it right. Is your ambition to become a kind of standard and a kind of middleware where projects will be using that code or that functionality to move the NFTs across different chains? That's what your ambition is?
Yeah, I would rephrase it as like I want to unite the NFT community across all chains. Yeah. So it's really their injective communities, and we are really uniting them, and just like, okay, there's also some they can really move over to the Stargaze Cosmos Hub neutral over there, and they're still focused on this. They're so bounded to one specific blockchain, yeah, the maxis of this or that blockchain, but they don't see benefits on other blockchains. And if the community start to come together because of our pledge, this would be for us already massive. Uniting.
Yeah, I see. You know, the powerful, the emotions, let's say, behind that is really unifying this certainly now divided and very granular, smaller community across different chains. You know, what is coming to my mind, like just a few moments ago, I was thinking that in reality, you know, NFTs, we just treat them as a whole, but in reality is, you know, it's a kind of infinity of things, probably, you know, divided by something like industry or sectors or, yeah, you know, because one NFT does not equal another NFT. So, I mean, at the end, you know, this would need to be probably divided by some kind of use cases in the real world. And typically, you know, those use cases in the real world, they are divided by industry and then sectors and then use cases and so on, right? So we have, I don't know, like automotive or metal or chemical or oil and gas, and, you know, like those cases are completely different, and the NFTs would be used for completely different things, yeah, depending on the industry.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, NFTs, non-fungible token, it can be any kinds of data. It's especially when it comes into finance. It's just like it's in the ledger. So once you have in accounting, once you have booked something, you cannot delete it anymore. It's non-fungible. Yeah. So if you book an amount of money on the wrong account and you want to change it, you can delete it. You have to do a counter book back at one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, exactly. That's how it works. And this is, for example, how NFTs work and the blockchain in general. Once you have executing transaction, it's on the blockchain. You cannot undo it anymore. This is an absolute important topic for huge companies in the real world. And it's decentralized, so it's really. It's available. it's there. It's backed up by multiple validators and nodes, so it's not easy to shut it down.
So what about you, blockchain itself? Do you have like your own blockchain, and do you want Ark
No.
Protocol to be protected? So how this protocol works?
Ark Protocol?
Yes.
The next thing, what I've just released yesterday, it's called Replify. You can check it on the internet, replify.xyz. Yeah, and
Replify, yes, I checked this, but I guess it was like you had something like Ark Passport, and it was like social identity or social media, and after that you transfer Ark Passport to Replify. Yes or no?
The passport, it's going to come later into account. Just imagine that as it's a Web3 based social platform, yeah? Mm-hmm. And it's a way of how you can monetize it. Yeah? So on X, for example, they only know about post, reply, and quote. That's it. Okay, and you can
social media. Yes, Ark Passport.
You don't need the passport right now. That comes that comes later. The passport is going to play a specific role where you can store. It's going to be some kind of a NFT smart wallet, but not yet. The Replify is just like a social platform based on Web3, and you can monetize it. Just like you can make a post on Replify, and you can even define a fee. And you make a post that's like, please go fund me. And for each reply, you have to pay 1 USDC or 1 Atom or 1 Osmo. And everybody who replies to that one, it's a post. And you need to send 1 USDC or 1 Atom, for example, and it goes straight into the wallet of the poster. So who was posting this message.
So nice. You can earn money on just making likes or replies, yes, or posts.
Exactly. You can define fees on that one. So you yourself can define a fee. So you can set no fee for that at all. Yeah, mm-hmm. Just for social engagement, but you can monetize it. And if you go on the website and on each, so it's like you see different pages, like Osmosis page, and on the Osmosis page, for example, you see on the page the total revenue that has been made on this page by the post, and you see also on each post how much was sent to the creator of that post.
Wow, very interesting. Just want to understand tokenomics. So who pays for the replies? So what's the incentive model?
Who pays for that one?
Yes, who pays for the replies? You said that, you can earn money if you will reply, like.
Yeah, everyone who replies to that one. If you want to reply, you see how much you're going to pay. Either it's for free or it's just like, please go fund me, and there's a price tag on this post. And then you every time you reply, you are sending funds from your wallet.
Okay, so it looks like, for example, I just made a post. I made a post, and for example, if I want someone just to reply or like, I will pay them. Yes, my money, my currency.
No, just the opposite way around. I think it's just the opposite way around. Like, imagine someone that has like a quality content, and this person has, let's assume that this person has like a very deep knowledge about something, and people love to know his opinion, yes. And they would love to have like a direct opinion of this person. So basically they will reply and they will say, yeah, I will pay $1 or $10, for your reply, because this reply is for me. I want to know it, like a guru, like a kind of oracle thing.
Yeah, and it's optional. You can define a fee or no fee. So if there's the default, you don't have to pay anything. But on each post, you can define the amount that you expect for the repliers to pay for. So in the real world, it's like so it's like, for example, paid support. You want to have some paid support for that one.
Yeah, it's like
funding.
Boosty Web2 platform. You should just to subscribe for some people whom you want to read. And but in this way, it's like Web3, decentralized, but you also pay for unique opinions and maybe research.
Yes, exactly. And also I've added some additional features. So in general, everybody can read them. But you can also gate it, just like there's our collection is called Habits, you can say only users owning this specific NFT can post into this page.
Mm-hmm.
So they are public and they're gated pages.
NFT involved, right? In
yes.
This Replify. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So what does the backend look like?
It's all smart contract on deployed on 7 chains. It's really completely decentralized. Okay, so you can really post messages on one of these 7 chains so far. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I can pay with NFTs?
Say again?
I can pay with NFTs or, only just with currencies?
Right now, it's only with currencies. Yeah. So we're just looking at. So it's going to be interesting what the feedback is going to be. This is the start, and what we did is like, for example, it's gated and it's public, and also there's giveaways. So on Twitter, say I'm giving away 100 USDC, or I'm giving away this NFT. And they are going to raffle it. But for example, you have no idea whether they are not cheating. The shillers, for example, okay? And with our smart contract, it's like there's a utility. It's called pick a random reply. So what we did is like we are giving away one mad scientist, and after 72 hours. We tell the smart contract pick randomly reply, and this one is going to receive this NFT. And we don't need to ask for the wallet because he replied with his wallet, okay? And we can send it straight the NFT to his wallet, so it saves you a lot of time. You can also there's lots of other use cases, like if you want to collect addresses for whitelist, if you launch a new collection or whatsoever from airdrop, so right now the creators ask you, go on Telegram or go on the Discord and send us your wallet. And then they are doing manual snapshot, and manually they are putting that into in a smart contract. But now with Replify, it's everything on chain. So everyone, you make a post and say, send us your addresses, and we are doing airdrop. So and now our smart contract, we can do snapshots from all wallets, from all replies, and you have it right away.
Wow, it's really thrilling. Thank you. I hope you will have like a very big audience.
The general idea is like we want to combine a social activity with a utility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so it's open. So our Replify, our smart contracts can also interact with other smart contracts. So what possibilities is like OTC? Hey, I'm willing to pay $10 for your NFT. The problem right now is like, okay, we have a deal. Who sends first? You send me the 10 USDC, or I send you the NFT. But the thing is like, okay, something can go wrong with OTC deal. Okay, so if he sends it, the other one, okay, I don't care. and now it's just like, by combining with a smart contract, like a social activity, it's called this social activity. Is like, I send an NFT and you send 10 USDC. So we can add different kinds of post types. Again, on X you only know about post and reply, and we can have now different post activities. The one thing would be OTC post. So both has to reply, and one reply and send an NFT, and the other one needs to reply and send 10 USDC. And only if both replies are there, then the smart contracts exchanges it. And until then, you can withdraw your offer until then. So it's just like really, we have these utilities all over the places with smart contracts, but there's no bridge connecting this social activity with this smart contract. Or it's just like, I have 100 NFTs from different collections, and I can list them on several marketplaces and this and that for whatever, but the user still need to figure that out. Imagine that someone comes with an idea about let's call it secondary community launchpad. You make a post and say, I'm going to sell them 100 NFTs for 1 atom, for 1 USDC. And everybody who replies on that one pays 1 USDC and gets randomly one of these 100 NFTs out of it. Or you can make a lottery and say, I have 1 atom, 1 USDC, 1 Osmo, 1 Bitcoin, 1 Ethereum. Yeah? And everyone who replies gets randomly one of these tokens, or every 100th reply get one of these tokens. So this is a completely. So I want to put really on a user level these kind of utilities with this social platform. This is a Web3 based platform. I want to combine Web2 with Web3.
Yes, I completely understand it, but I have a question. If you told us that, okay, you have this NFT and 10 USDT, but if the price of NFT increase, what will happen with this amount of USDT? So can it happen if, NFT increase?
What's your question here? What do you want to achieve? What is the problem that you want to solve?
I'm just trying to understand tokenomics of your product. So if I got you correctly, we have NFT and we have 10 USDT. Yes, and it's like quality and so on. But if the price of this NFT increase, but we still have only 10 amount of USDT. So so USDT will increase too, or how it will work?
Okay, the thing is like if for an OTC deal, it's like I give this and you give this, but until both sides did not fulfill, only when both sides fulfill the agreement, then it's going to be executed. And until then, before that, you can always withdraw. So you made an offer of this NFT for $10 and nobody has replied to that one, and now the price increased, so you can cancel your OTC offer.
Okay, understand. Thank you. And how many audience, builders, do you have already on this social media, or you just started and
I just started 2 days ago. I was working the last couple of weeks implementing that one. It's a beta version, yeah. So it's unaudited. So, but the most important thing is like even in the worst case, it gets exploited. The most important thing is like the tokens. I'm not storing that on the smart contract. So if somebody say make a post, go fund me, and you reply with 1 USDC, and somebody sends that, it's not stored on the contract. Our contract sends it right away to the wallet. This is absolutely important for us, yeah, to protect the community. And just like, okay, maybe we want to work you, but there's no funds in the smart contract, so it doesn't make sense for us to work you, because we are sending the coins right away. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I understand it.
So it goes even much further, because I want really So technically, and also from a Web2 point of view about development, I see NFTs as first-class citizens. I want to use NFTs for basically everything. So not right now, but the next implementation with Replify I want to do is like every post is an NFT.
Yes, got it.
Yeah.
And
So,
if you like smart contracts, these NFTs, and you can earn by these NFTs.
yeah, so it's completely sovereign. So the page, so there are pages. Every time you create a page, the page you own it. You're the page owner. You have full control of how many fees and what share everybody. Just like I want to get 5% on each post on my page, for example, and you own the contract. And the next thing is just like if these messages are NFTs, then you own this collection with these messages.
Understand it. So, I just think so. What do you want to achieve with the Ark protocol? I don't know, maybe by the end of 2025, and with this Replify.
So personally, for me,
Maybe you
it's
have
very simple.
KPIs, metrics.
I can't say, because for me it's just like I would be already I can make a decent living out of it. I don't want to be rich or something, and just like really I want to stay and work full time for this Web3 thing, because I'm completely all into that. It's very simple.
Okay, got it. Greek, do you have any questions to Mr. T?
I'm looking also at the time we are approaching. It's like a 7 to 8. Maybe I have actually one question coming back to the technology, but let me keep that question for me now and just ask if anyone wants to do the question before. We don't want to leave the kind of community without the option. Otherwise, I will make a question. So let me do that then. Yeah, I'm still very interested in the part of technology and a little bit of kind of details, if you don't mind. We are speaking about the cross chain, and I understand at the end you are talking about a certain smart contracts that should be launched on chain, or they are initiated on chain. So my kind of next question is, which chain we are talking about? Are you initiating that contract in like every chain that you want to be compatible with, or how this works, or is leaving in some particular chain now?
The end game is really to deploy it on as many blockchains as possible. And I fully believe into have it decentralized, so the smart contracts can live on. So if Ark Protocol fails or don't exist anymore, the smart contracts are still there. And we are like Switzerland, we are neutral. So I was working for 10, 15 years in Switzerland, and we are neutral. So it's just like we are not favoring a specific chain. You cannot, because we have such a variety of NFT communities across so many chains, so you cannot favor that. So it needs to be equal. So all smart contracts we deploy, they are really equal on all chains. And then we have also a cross-chain launchpad, so you can launch your collection on Injective, and then with our cross-chain launchpad, users can mint from 7 chains, even though the collection is on Injective, for example. So each creator can decide on which chain they launch, but with our bridge and our cross-chain launchpad, you can reach out for the whole community across all chains.
But let me, that's very interesting. I kind of understand that. And maybe, please don't take my question kind of carefully, and I am sorry if it might sound stupid, but at the end, when we are saying that we are deploying on several chains, that means that you need to have that ability of launching that contract on that chain.
Yes.
That means that there was some kind of agreement with the chain, right? Because many of those chains are also not permissionless. Some of them are permissioned. So if they are permissioned, so then hypothetically you kind of talked with those chains and you have an agreement with them. Is this the way that it works?
Yeah, it goes through governance. It's really, you have to make an on-chain proposal on the blockchain and say, I want to whitelist this wallet so that this wallet can deploy smart contracts. And since they know us, it wasn't a problem. So we got approved by Osmosis, Stargaze, Injective, and Cosmos Hub. These 4 chains, for example, are permissioned. So we made a proposal and it passed through. And all other chains are permissionless.
Beautiful. And, this is actually, something extremely interesting at the end of our call. But, what was the, and I am asking a kind of helicopter view. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to get into details. But what was basically the arguments, in the proposal? When you explain, of course, you explain the concept and you explain the value, right? But what do you think was the kind of argument that make, let's say, Osmosis to kind of agree to your address? Was it difficult, easy?
It's very simple. Hard work. It's hard work. We have been working the last 3 years on that one, and we have proven. And for example, in the game of NFTs, there were 200 developers with multiple challenges. We made the first place, won 3 awards. They did a vector attack against our contracts, trying to exploit it. The other one, which got exploited, ours did not get exploited. And even the IBC gang was later asking for feedback about callbacks and IBC implementations, how we did that. And it's just, hard work. And this is what I believe. If you work hard, it will pay off. And so time by time, they knew us and they've seen what we have achieved. And that's the reason why we got supported by chains.
Brilliant. Okay, perfect. So we are kind of
just in time. It's hard work.
We are just in time. Luke, tell us, just before we close, do you want to say anything to the people? This will be recorded. People are then, watching this offline. Is it any message or anything that you would like to kind of share?
Yeah. Okay, one thing is there has been recently some really heated discussions about our proposal and this and that. And some things, I'm a straight person. I'm not an easy person sometimes, but really believe me, I have full conviction. I go all in. This is my passion, and hey, what can I say? UST DPEG, and that was our mission. And I realized we need to go cross-chain and take blockchains off the equation and make the NFT independent and unite with each other. So please support us.
Unite. Yeah, cool. Thank you. This is a great message for the end, right? So thank you for that. And please be with us. And, glad to have you today, of course. And we will distribute this among the community people.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So this was Cosmos Voice episode 14. Big thanks to Mr. T for the exciting conversation.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks all.